All right, well, it is time for our weekly segment, Informed Decisions with Lauryn Dempsey, where we explore the Colorado housing market. And if you're thinking of selling your home on your own as a for sale by owner, listen up.
All right, so today we're diving into must-know tips for selling your home. Lauryn is back in studio with us. Again, we're talking all things real estate, everybody. So, Lauryn, I want to know, as a homeowner, how would you know if selling on your own is the right option? Do many people do this, or do you suggest going with a realtor?
Most people actually don't do this.
Yeah.
Only 10% of sales in the U.S. are actually for sale by owners or FSBOs. But the reason why people may elect to sell on their own is maybe they know the buyer, maybe there's an agent that's part of the transaction, and a lot of people just don't want to pay real estate commissions, so they want to try to save some money there. I think the biggest thing is really understanding your why. Why are you selling, and why do you want to sell on your own? Because selling on your own may seem simple on paper, but it's a little bit more complex, and you open yourself up to a little bit more legal liability as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems complicated to me. I mean, you see the stack of papers you have to sign when you buy a house or a property. It's unbelievable. I mean, what is the first thing that someone needs to think of when they're doing this?
Yeah, well, actually reach out to me because I have a 20-page for sale by owner guide. So this is specifically just for sale by owners, really some insight that I share with my sellers when we work together. But the things that you need to think about as a homeowner who elects to sell on your own, I'm happy to share this. So call, text, email, provide that information. But the first step really is going through the paperwork, understanding all the different contracts and disclosures and documents that you need to gather as a homeowner is really important, because again, you are in charge and you don't have that agent protecting you from a liability perspective. And so if you don't disclose the right information, you could potentially have a lawsuit in the future. The other thing is really figuring out pricing. What do you want to sell your home for? What's your mortgage balance? Are you going to pay a buyer's agent commission if a buyer comes with an agent? Those are all different things you really need to kind of weigh, because what I would share is that when you sell with a top agent like my team and I, we typically net about $17,000 more on the sales price. So are you saving money on commission, but leaving money on the table is something that you really need to weigh.
I don't know. That just gives me anxiety thinking about it. All of that, even just the legal trouble on its own. Just why don't go with the pros? They know what they're doing right here.
Peace of mind.
I know, seriously. So could you tell us what are some unexpected surprises that a homeowner may encounter during their sales experience, maybe if they were doing it on their own? I know you touched on some.
Yeah, I think a couple of those things. So you need to, one, make sure you prep your home properly. You can't just put it on the market. So staging is really critical. Two, you really want to get professional marketing done. So I have companies that I can share, but buyers are expecting, even if a for sale by owner, to have really good photos, to have a floor plan, and to have a virtual walkthrough. So those are things you really should.
Maybe staging.
Exactly.
All this stuff.
Yeah, those are the first things, two things you do. You go on the website, you look at the photos, you look at the walkthrough
It's
before
crazy.
going in
Just
person.
the one piece of the puzzle where you miss out on the marketing and the listing, all the listings you guys do. I don't know how you have time to do all of that stuff yourself.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, one of the things I just looked at one of my past transactions, and there were 300 emails just through the transaction. So that is something that you as a homeowner need to weigh. Do you have the time? And is it worth the risk? And will you actually make the most money selling on your own? So it's very nuanced. I'm happy to talk to you. I talk to a lot of for sale by owners, so happy to share the pros and cons so that you can make the best decision. And just call or text me and I'll share that book.
I was going to say, you already did the work for everybody. You just have to call or text. Again, she gave you her phone number to text her, which is incredible. All right, we've had that QR code up on our screen this whole entire segment. You guys just scan it. It'll take you to Lauryn's website. You can learn more about her, lauryndempsey.com/FSBO. To get that owner's guide today, that's what you can do. So to successfully navigate a rapidly changing market, call Lauryn and her team today, the Dempsey Group. And be sure to tune in next week on Wednesday for another segment with Lauryn. We want to say thank you again to the Dempsey Group for sponsoring this segment. We'll be back.